Pisces soul family, what it do? It's your girl Empress 777 here today with a general love message for my Pisces gang. I hope you all's New Year's is off to a good start. What's going on? Click that like button, guys. Okay, click the subscribe button. Holy angels and spirit guys, give me clear, concise messages for my Pisces soul family. This is going to be for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, guys. It is general, as you know, right? So it can't resonate for every Pisces, but just keep an open mind as tarot is fluid. Cross watchers, put yourself where you belong in the story. Everyone take what resonates and leave the rest. God, now that we got the semantics out of the way, right? Was not doing a pre-shuffle at all, but this definitely popped out and it was screaming at me. This is about indecision, someone who is indecisive, someone, this could be you or the other person, right? So as I stated prior, just put yourself where you belong in the story. Here's the thing, right? For those of you who are dealing with a person who would not choose you, who would not decide, who would not make up their mind, who was very indecisive, who almost made it seem like there was even a decision to be made, right? Because for those of you who are in that group, you would have already chosen this person. You had already decided that this was somebody that you wanted to work on a relationship with, someone who was worthy of your time, your efforts, your energy, your love, right? Your heart. Meanwhile, they're still, pussyfooting around, not really making a decision. This is definitely someone who is more of a free spirit that you were dealing with, guys, okay? So unfortunately, for the party that was not undecided, your feelings may have grown a little bit faster than this other individual. Here's where the problem lies, because there's nothing wrong with that as long as everybody is communicating, right? If you have not grown feelings for me as strong as I have for you, perfectly fine, but you need to communicate that, right? Don't lead me on. Don't tell me what you think I want to hear. Don't do boyfriend and girlfriend shit when you really just want to be my friend. You know what I'm saying? This is definitely someone who I believe was playing both sides of the fence. You know what I'm saying? Definitely wanting their cake and eating it too. So this would be an individual who didn't necessarily say they didn't want to be in a relationship. They didn't necessarily communicate it at all. They didn't necessarily say that they kind of want to be single still. They didn't necessarily say that they want to be with you. They just kind of kept it up in the air. And that way, if they kept it up in the air, then you would be more open to continuing the behavior. Meaning, they like the benefits of being in a relationship with you, right? They like the benefits of being someone that you desire, being someone that you see a future with, being someone that you want around, being someone that you have feelings for. They like those benefits. They like the benefits of the relationship or having a relationship, but they don't necessarily want the title. So it says, honestly, I don't know what I want. Not sure if I want a relationship, but this would be somebody who has not communicated that. So this is definitely some very sneaky behavior that I do not like. I don't believe that this is somebody who communicated this with you. Not even up until this point. You still don't know this. You would have made the decision on your own to not resonate with pick me energy. I'm not waiting for somebody to pick me. If you don't understand or know who I am at the time that we are meeting, at the time that we are connecting, then that's on you. So you may have already moved on from this person for some of you, and for others of you, you may be still in communication with this individual. You could definitely feel the inconsistencies in their energy. This would be what is giving you pause. If you are still engaging with this person, you have fell back like completely. You know your worth. You definitely can recognize that this is possibly someone stringing you along. It's what it feels like, most certainly. As I stated, though, right? Again, this would not be a negative aspect of this person's character if they were to communicate. This is not a good communicator at all. This is somebody who's keeping it quiet, and that's what makes it seem deceptive. Because why not just tell Pisces? Why not just be honest? Because this is why. This is what they said. Because if they're honest with you, then you will most certainly move on to the many of others who are trying to get your attention. This is somebody who wants your attention exclusively, yet they don't want to make things exclusive. So what the fuck? Like, My goodness. This is the Moonology Manifestation deck. So it's a newer deck of ours. This is full moon in Sagittarius. It says, see the bigger picture. Yes. This is definitely giving me your energy for sure. You're really having to gauge your own answers at this point, because this is someone who is trying to keep things they're trying to keep you at arm's length, right? They're trying to keep things as platonic for as long as possible, meanwhile still reaping the benefits of someone you feel like you're courting. In their mind, they're not courting you though. That's the part that I don't like. I do not like that. You know, it's the dishonesty of it all. For it to be full moon in Sagittarius, some of you could be dealing with a Sagittarius, so this person has that sign somewhere in their natal chart, but Sagittarian energy is definitely a free spirit, right? I think the picture of the Sagittarius sign is like a man on a horse, and they are very free flowing. These are people who do not like to be tied down. These are people who can most certainly feel one way in 1 minute, and in the next minute they feel something entirely different. These are not people who normally commit immediately, right? So we have the first quarter moon in Gemini. Speak your world into being. So I do believe that spirit is definitely aligning with you and getting these answers and not having to wait for this person to tell you. That doesn't make it any less painful though, right? Yeah. Yeah, so you're having to detox from this energy. This was definitely something for the books, this connection. It could have been truly something beautiful. You really had a lot in common with this person. They may have been extremely attractive. For those of you who were intimate with this person, the sex was off the fucking chain, like better than you've ever had before. Everything, all of the boxes checked except for the communication and the cloudiness, right? Wow. So now we have someone here. For those of you who have disengaged from this person, this is why this person would now be deep in thought, trying to come to a decision. Because this is someone who does value your friendship, right? They do value having you in their life, but this is definitely someone who is non-committal, right? So this would be an individual who is used to being single, used to being a bachelorette, bachelor. They're not really used to having to check in and having to be a team and having to worry about what somebody else is thinking about what they're doing. This is somebody who kind of just wants to do their thing and be left alone. You know what I'm saying? But to communicate that to you would mean saying goodbye. Right? You might even curse this motherfucker out because it's been so much time now. So much time has passed. Since this connection has begun, they've had numerous amounts of time and ample opportunities to communicate this to you. And now you've invested. So this definitely will call for a lashing, a tongue lashing. That's what I heard. So they may be a little bit nervous, right, to even tell you that they're still undecided, especially if you have an idea or had the idea that this was progressing as fast as you thought it was. Yeah, see, denial. Absolutely. It's much easier to deny my feelings for you. It is the denial that enables this person to kind of keep you at arm's length or be hot and cold, very inconsistent, not quite treating you like the only option, right? This could even be someone who has said some manipulative things for some of you as well. That's what they just said. So this would be somebody who is trying to convince you that relationships don't move that fast. You're moving. You just need to go with the flow. Like don't try to make things unorganic. And things have to naturally flow and shit like that. When in all actuality, they just want to remain single because that's what they want to do. But they want to keep you also. Wow. They want to keep you. They want to be able to benefit from your company and from some of the things that you have done for them. Okay. If you have not done anything monetarily for this person, it could just be your energy. It could just be, you know, the communication that the two of you had. The two of you did have good times together, right? They enjoy the aspect of the connection the way it is now. They don't want to change it, right? But they're undecided at this time because if you have already disengaged from this person, they would have a little bit of fear that it may be coming. It's crunch time, right? It's going to possibly be too late to get you to turn back around and want to have another go at this, right? Or want to give them another opportunity to make things right. it's much easier to deny my feelings for you. So there are feelings here, guys, regardless of what you think. I know. Some bullshit, but it definitely, there are definitely feelings here. The feelings are mutual between you and this person. If this is your story, you already felt that, you already knew that, you just could not quite pinpoint why it wasn't progressing. Like, why was it paused? Why was it so stagnant? Why have things not started to move yet? This is somebody who's kind of kept you waiting for a title, for a position, and a lot of you have already gotten tired of this. You are currently detoxing from this. Wow. So we have divine timing for sure. That's all things in life, but most certainly it's a very poignant energy in this connection. This is someone who is possibly having dreams about you, who is possibly in communication with spirit about you directly. This is why they would know that crunch time is right abreast. They need to really make a decision at this point. For some of you, the fact that they didn't choose you immediately, the fact that they couldn't see who you were initially, or the fact that they strung you along for this amount of time, you will not re-engage with this. You are done. You're fully focusing on manifesting what it is that you actually want, right? Speak your world into being. So that is you actively trying to manifest a connection that is equally yoked. This definitely feels like unrequited love here. It may feel like that in your energy, but it's not necessarily unrequited love. This is definitely about selfishness. This is definitely about someone who is spoiled, someone who is used to kind of having things flow in their life the way that they want it to, and taking on a partner or taking on another person would mean that they have to answer to someone. That's how they view relationships. Yeah, elimination. I'm eliminating anything or anyone that could come between us. So here's the thing, guys. I do believe that things are shifting in the mind of this person. There is potential here. I'm just gonna have to say that, right? Y'all know I like to get into their ass, so I have no problem, cursing them the fuck out, telling them to, they could catch this fade and all of that for y'all. Y'all know that's just me. I don't feel that here. I do feel somebody who is actively trying to make this different than the connections that they've had in the past, only because of the feelings that they do have for you internally. Oh boy. So this could be somebody who has a roster of people. I'm just going to say that. This is somebody who definitely keeps a lot of company around. You know what I'm saying? They keep mains and sides. You know what I'm saying? Side orders, main dishes, desserts. They have the whole menu, and they like to have a choice. You know what I'm saying? This is somebody who likes to have an array of choices. That's not going to work if they still want to be in connection with you. That will never work. And this is something that they do know. So this could certainly also be why they've taken so long to communicate any feelings that they would have had, or to solidify things, because there is a standard here. If they are wanting to still be in connection with you, if they're wanting to still engage with you, hold on, guys. If they are still wanting a chance, if they are still wanting to have you around, there is a standard. There are things that they would have to change drastically to be with you. A lot of you don't even know the character of this person entirely, because this is not something that they would share openly, right? That they're a fuckboy or fuckgirl. They have fuckboy, fuckgirl energy. You know what I'm saying? They have community, pum pum, community D energy. You know what I'm saying? They like, to dip it and do it. And they're more of a free-spirited type of individual. This could also be, for some of you, someone who has either never been in a relationship or who has not been in a relationship for a long time. You would be the first person to even have them contemplate changing. This is not someone who believes in change. They're actually very content with the way their life is currently. Man, yeah. See, they need to be very honest with you. This person has not been as honest as necessary. They need to be honest. They need to communicate. It says, show your true self. Be honest with yourself. Be honest. Avoid hidden motives. Now, here's the thing. This person's motives are not hidden entirely. You know what I'm saying? But there's still some forms of deception here, deceptive energy, because they're omitting shit. That's the issue, right? Omission is still a lie. They are a whole lie. But this is someone who, when they are around you, they definitely have all the feels. You know what I'm saying? They definitely feel connected to you. They feel the chemistry. They have most certainly grown lots of emotion towards this connection. But it's just very hard for them to even think about refocusing and rearranging their life and the habits that they have created and the things that they have just grown accustomed to, right? The life in which they have grown accustomed to. It's really hard for this person to come to grips with all of the changes that they would have to make to have you. Man, this is messy. High key. Yeah. So there's definitely going to be a conversation had here, guys, okay? If not for reconciliation, at least for closure. It says something needs to be said. It says out in the open. It also says letting everyone know. So this is someone who I do believe is making an ultimate decision to kind of lock it down. You know what I'm saying? Burn that black book. Tell all of their, tell their whole harem of birds that, they're no longer for the streets. They're no longer an open agent. They're no longer available. What say you, Pisces? Are you still feeling this person? This is somebody who is actively coming to a decision to choose you. I don't know if it's too late or not, right? I can only read what comes out here. Only you know if this is something that you will still entertain. You know what I'm saying? Man, I don't understand why people wait for so long before they solidify exactly what they manifested, because I do get the idea that this is somebody who has actually manifested you into their life, right? Even though they were dating a lot of people, this might be a serial dater. This is just somebody who keeps a lot of different energies around for validation and things of that nature, right? For their self-esteem and shit like that. They still knew that having all of those connections still didn't amount to the amount of abundance you provided for them in just one connection. This is why they're having these second thoughts. This is why they're contemplating. This is why they're actually making a decision. Man. So you may have shifted and changed this person's perspective of relationships. Now, this is still someone who looks at relationships as work and emotions as weakness. You know what I'm saying? This is someone who views exclusivity and having emotions for a person as a form of weakness. A simp. That shit is for simps. You know? Wow. Yeah, this person doesn't have the best views on relationships, but you is something about you. You give them a different feel, something that they never quite thought existed in a connection with just one person. All of those other birds and bitches that they had prior to you couldn't amount to just one of you, and they had several. Lots of people, guys, lots of different energies. Man, yeah, this is somebody who's just like next. You know what I'm saying? They giving out numbers, right? And they just calling who's next, and everybody's waiting in line for them. I don't know what this person has to have people actively waiting, but you were not one of them. You were not one of them. You could not take all of the cold energy, the distant energy, while you were definitely nurturing this. You were putting your magic on this shit, okay? Not literally, but Pisceans have an innate kind of magic. It's a little bit of emotion mixed with passion, mixed with fire, mixed with love, mixed with consistency, mixed with nurturing, right? Food for the soul type shit. It was not being reciprocated for sure. That goes without saying. But this is someone who was very shallow when it came to the emotional capacity of this connection. And that could be what ultimately had you walk away from this for sure, right? After you've been in a relationship where it's mutual, it's hard to not see the facts when you're dealing with someone who is not giving you what you're giving them, right? Someone who is not meeting you with the same enthusiasm that you would meet them with, right? Someone who is not excited to see you, call you, talk to you, be around you. Now, this is a person who is most definitely into you. That goes without question. But they are having a real issue being with one person. That's this person's dilemma. Wow. Yeah. This person may be going through a death of the ego. I just have to say that, right? Not immediately, but it's something that's on the verge. I can just feel it emotionally. I can feel it intuitively. This could also be why they're trying to catch themselves before they actually fall, right? This is someone denying their feelings. This is someone who will actively say that they're not into you as much as they say, as much as they really are. They won't admit it. And to them, because that's real smart, to them, that just, that eliminates all of the emotions. As long as they don't admit it, then they're not there. Wow. It was all fun and games playing that way until you weren't there, right? So this is what has changed things for this person. Even if you're just not there emotionally, right? Even if you're just kind of distant, treating this person much like they are treating you, giving them the same energy, right? Matching their energy. They can feel the shift in you for sure. So it says, let your friends help you. So ask for and accept support from others. So this is an individual who doesn't necessarily, or who did not necessarily feel like, they had anything that they needed to change or heal or redirect or refocus, right? This is an individual who doesn't necessarily ask for help because they don't feel like they need it. But in this instance, they are actually either speaking to someone who is more mature than them, someone who is more spiritually inclined. They are definitely getting advice from some sort of mentor. This is why they would have the notion that they need to change something in order to solidify this, right? To not let you completely out of their grasp. Oh my gosh. The thought and the want to change is here, guys. I just have to say that. The willpower, totally different thing. The effort, totally different thing, right? So this is possibly someone who's scared shitless. And that's why they're making these changes. And that might not be appealing to you. It's much more appealing to deal with someone who knew that they wanted you at the start, right? On the offset. Somebody who knew that you were the only obvious choice. Someone who did not need time to cut off all of the random bitches that they have collected over the years. Like, who has time for that? You know what I'm saying? Oh my gosh, guys. Give your relationship a chance. Okay, it says work on your partnership. This is definitely giving me the energy of the advice that this person is receiving. Now, don't get on me down in them comments like, girl, fuck them. I'm just telling you what's coming out. This is exactly what is happening, guys, right now at this moment. This could definitely be someone who might be left to lay in the bed that they've made, of course, right? For some of you. Oh, man. And then we also have true love. Wow. This is the romance of a lifetime. So you really have shifted and reformed this person's idea of relationships and what they feel love is and what they feel a connection should be like. Man. Bruh. Sis. Ma'am. Sir. Do you know that it's possibly too late? Do you know this? Their arrogance is what's making them believe that there's still a decision to be made here by them, by the way, because this is somebody who feels like you've already chosen them, right? You may have even told this person that, right? You've expressed your feelings to an extent. So that I don't like. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that. I don't like this person believing that they're the decider right here. They're the chooser. They're the ones who's choosing whether or not you get to go or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Wow. So, yeah, we have the King of Wands. This is a very attractive person. I have to say that, okay? this is the challenge in the habits of this individual. King of Wands is a king. It's not a page, it's not a knight, right? So there is some status there, right? There's some status quo. This is the person who quite possibly does have their shit together, but the arrogance of it all. This is somebody who is always told that they look good, is always told that they have their shit together, is always being complimented, is always being given their way, is always, you know, able to have somebody to call, able to have somebody to be there, able to have, this is an individual who's used to having an abundant amount of people and energy and things and money and time, right? And that is what I'm sure has caused this arrogance in this person. Now, what I will say is the energy that I feel for the near future does not have as much confidence as the energy from the past, because you would have kind of weighed on their self-confidence for sure with your either disappearing act, with the way that you have, turned cold, with the way that you are now treating them. Whatever it is that you've done is what's making this person second guess like who they are as a person, actually. So it's not entirely bad, but damn. So this is a bold individual, guys. This is somebody who is bold. This is someone who is extremely independent and a leader. So this is someone who, they're not afraid to come back in and say exactly what they feel, what they want, and, how they believe things should go. However, the contemplation, the pausing, the stopping, the waiting, the procrastination is all stemming from them trying to decide if this is something that they really want to do, because they quite liked the way that their life was going before love showed up. They never expected love to show up, even though they asked for that shit. Like, it makes no sense. It doesn't, right? Somebody who was tired of all the shallow relationships, the one-end dates, the first dates, getting to know someone over and over and over and over and over and over and over, right? Just to have bumped into you and you have shifted and changed the way that they view connections, right? They don't believe that they'll be able to get that in another individual. You won't, motherfucker. I'm here to tell you. You don't believe? Oh, good. You shouldn't, because you will not. You will not get another like Pisces. Yet there's still a pause. Man. It's kind of hard. Old habits die hard. You know what I'm saying? If this is somebody who is used to being a free spirit, and if all their life they've either been taught by the male figures or female figures in their life that relationships are dead ends, relationships make you lose your focus, relationships are a hindrance, relationships are heavy, they're too much work, they add unnecessary emotions, goddamn, they weaken your stability, this is what they were fed. Just to have met someone like you who is the complete opposite of what they ever thought love would be. It's almost like this person is questioning their entire existence at this point because they've been this way for so long. Wow. We have the Page of Cups. Oh my gosh. Woo! This is a offer for sure. Now, out of all of the cups, would I say the Page of Cups is... Would I say that that's the best offer? No, I would not say that. I wouldn't. I do believe that this person is going to move a little bit slower. So it really is just depending on how patient you are. If this moves any further, this is someone who will give you a title. They will create exclusivity. See you and you alone exclusively and cut out every other option. Just make it about you and them. But they are going to start that cup out as a page cup. You know what I'm saying? It's a smaller offer and it will build over time, right? Man, so it's really up to you to decide if that is something that you are wanting to work towards, right? There is a possibility for that to jump off. I'm just going to say that. We also have the Devil in the reverse, okay? So this is how they feel you have affected things. You really took away the toxic thoughts that they had in conjunction with relationships and marriage even. This person is definitely viewing you as like marriage material now. Like if I was to ever marry anybody, it would be Pisces. Other than that, it's a hell no, right? Because this is somebody who has been through some fucked up relationships themselves, which only solidified all of the toxic beliefs that they were fed from people around them, or the examples that they may have seen in their life, right? Other people's relationships, their parents' marriage, etc., right? You changed their entire view of that. You showed them a way to be with the person, and you don't have to lose yourself in a relationship. You can still be individual. You can still have a bit of freedom and connect with someone on a certain level. You can still, you know what I'm saying, be with one another and not want to rip each other's faces off. You know, you just showed them a really different aspect, way different than they ever expected. So I do believe that this is somebody who's ready to come in and offer, guys. I'm just gonna say that. Do not beat me up. You know this is your story. This is someone who is currently detoxifying themselves as well. You may have taught this person that, okay? How to eliminate things out of your life that do not serve you for a good purpose and shit like that. You're very spiritually inclined. You just add something way different than they ever expected or ever experienced, okay? And this is why we have this connection coming in, this offer coming in, okay? So let's go ahead and jump on over to the extended, okay? I definitely want to see what karma may be approaching this person. This can also give us an idea of if this is why these changes are happening so suddenly, because I did feel sort of death of the ego energy. So I just want to reconfirm that to myself. And then we're going to see this person's purest feelings for you. I want to know what those are. This will let us know if there's any ulterior motives that we are not seeing in the initial read. What do they hope for the future of this connection? I also want to see what next steps they are planning to take and the potential outcome, whether you decide to deal with this person or not, okay? For those of you who are not willing to engage, but this is your story, then we will have a new love message over in the extended as well. The new love message will be geared towards the newer energies coming in your next love cycle, whether with this person or entirely newer energies. We will see what's coming towards you, only the good shit. Let's see if any warnings are there from spirit that may be approaching. So that's red flags, deal breakers, etc. I also want to see what can you do to best prepare to ensure success in your next love cycle, right? What can you do to prepare yourself to make sure that you are successful in this next cycle and there's nothing on the back end that can stagnate you, okay? And then we're also going to see what is the potential for union in the near future. Next 6 months to a year, what's the potential of union and how soon can you expect that to happen, okay? And lastly, to wrap it up, we will give you the floor and have an Ask the Universe read, but I'll have instructions over in the extended. So go ahead and click that like button, click the subscribe button, and I'm going to see you guys over at the extended. I'm going to link it down below, and I'll see y'all over there.